I know it's hard to believe, but every word of the story is true. One day I went out to the dumpster to throw away some garbage, and sitting on top of all the trash was a DVD. Curious, I picked it up, only to discover that it was a Fanboy and Chum Chum DVD. I had seen that show on Nicktoons Network Primetime, and honestly I thought it was pretty great. How could someone throw this away? I thought to myself. I decided to take it home, and when I did, I put it in my DVD player and I thought, wait, why am I even watching this? I mean, I've seen almost every episode of this series twice. The theme song was normal, except that the sky was red, but I didn't think much into it. Also, the quality was low, but I thought the DVD was probably slightly damaged since I did find it in the garbage. The episode started, and there was a strange silence. No music. It zoomed in on the school and faded to a scene in the classroom. A bell wound up ringing, and Mr. Muffin stood up from his desk chair. His eyes were lazier than usual. "Before class starts, I'm handing you back your spelling test," Mr. Muffin said to the students in his typical monotone voice. The students seemed nervous. They all looked around at each other. And I could feel their anticipation as well. I mean, what kid wouldn't feel that way? Mr. Muffin began handing back the papers, and when Kyle got his graded spelling test back, he looked at it and had a big red F on top. "F?" Kyle exclaimed. "But I've never gotten an F!" Mr. Muffin handed back Fanboy's test. Fanboy turned to Kyle. He laughed. He said, "Look, Kyle, this is the first time I actually did better than you." Fanboy showed Kyle his test, which was marked with a big red A. Mr. Muffin then handed Chum Chum his test. "Hey, me too!" exclaimed Chum Chum as he flashed his test. Grade B in Kyle's face. "No, this cannot be," said Kyle as a tear of what appeared to be blood trickled down his face. The camera is shaking slightly as it shows Kyle's face, and then it zooms out to include Fanboy and Chum Chum in the view. Fanboy and Chum Chum don't seem to care or notice as they sat there laughing. But it wasn't a normal laugh. It sounded slightly sinister. At this point, I knew something was wrong. The quality of the DVD started to deteriorate even more as the sinister laughing went on for an odd amount of time. The laughter went on for about 5 minutes until the quality was so bad it just became static. Once the picture and sound had faded into total static, I thought the episode was over, and I was kinda glad for it. Just as I was about to turn off my DVD player, the picture started coming back. I honestly didn't want to watch it, but my curiosity got the best of me. I nervously put the DVD remote down and kept watching. The screen showed Kyle sitting on the sofa on his couch. He was holding his magical spell book. "What should I do?" Kyle asked the spell book. "A wizard never has wonders," said the book. Kyle looked into his crystal ball, still crying tears of blood. The crystal ball showed an image of what at first was so blurry I couldn't make it out. It was as if smoke was filling the crystal ball, so you couldn't exactly completely see the image. The smoke began to clear and it slowly got more detailed. I could then see it was a still image of Kyle dead. The image of Kyle's dead body became so detailed that it looked hyper-realistic. Kyle stood up, said nothing, and walked into the kitchen. He grabbed a knife and thrust it into his own chest. He collapsed on the floor and a pool of blood quickly formed. The ending credits began to play, but the music sounded strange. It was a lower pitch than usual. I felt frozen sitting there on the couch. I just couldn't believe what I had just seen. I later destroyed the DVD so no one else would have to go through this horrible ordeal. If you think you want to see this, you're wrong. I still have nightmares about poor Kyle's tears of blood. I don't know how Nickelodeon could let this slip out, but I hope to God there are no more copies of this DVD out there. If you take anything else from me, just remember this one word of wisdom. If you see a Fanboy and Chum Chum DVD in the trash, leave it there. That's where it belongs.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call...
In fear and surprise as your eyes widen, your mouth goes dry with each battered breath. You try to scream, your mind begs to leave. Glued to your computer screen. The killers they slash, the tapes burn and crash. The cartridge you bought will be your final haunt. The rituals of hate will seal your fate. The tears you shed will be from the fear-gripping, horror-driven, nightmarish, gore-filled, terrorizing, hateful, burning, violent, rage-inducing, knife-slashing, blood-splattering, silent screams. Only time will tell if you will escape this online hell. Your horror-filled obsessions will come with its own regressions. Your pathetic screams will not be heeded in any way, because your nightmares will come at any day.